Hi Aries and Aries rising. Here's your horoscope for October 2024. I'm astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, big month ahead of you. This has a lot to do with this eclipse coming in right here in the 7th house and a full moon in your sign. So this is going to change your perspective on a lot of things in your life, especially having to do with partnerships and identity. So as you know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that the energies are really weird and they're ramping up even more this month in October. And one of the other reasons is because Mars is in Cancer in your 4th house. It's weakened in Cancer. Cancer is a very watery, emotional sign, and you're a fiery, get up and go, got to get stuff done kind of sign. And so while Mars is in Cancer, you're spending time around the house. Maybe you're working on the house. Maybe you're dealing with family matters. So as you're starting off the month of October here, there's a lot on your plate. And it absolutely has to do with relationships. This entire month is all about identity and relationships. There's definitely some alignments that are coming in that are going to, challenge you a little bit. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. But it all really starts with this eclipse right here, in the 7th house. So this reading is for anyone who has a rising sign in Aries, or if you have a sun sign in Aries. This is a general Western astrology reading. It's based on tropical, and I'm using the whole house system. Again, your birth chart and your birthday is completely different, but it'll still be a general overview of where the planets are in the sun sign reading. Okay, so let's start off with this first alignment here. This is the big eclipse happening right here. In Libra, the sign of relationships, which is your opposite sign. It's going to be at 10 degrees of Libra. So wherever this is in your actual birth chart, that's going to light up that area. But here it is in your 7th house. So this has a lot to do with meeting new people in the next 6 months or so. There's new people coming into your life, new important conversations that need to be had. Maybe group settings, possibly when Pluto re-enters Aquarius in November. But this is setting the tone for a change to your relationships. And that means all types of relationships, just not your personal, but it could be business. It could be any of that stuff. All right, so we have some very interesting things that are developing here. Now, the tricky part here is when we look at some of the alignments, we see one major one is Mars. Mars will be squaring this new moon. So you might find yourself with a choice to make having to do with your living arrangements, family dynamics, your emotions, feelings, things pertaining to your security and how you see things. And so you need to be careful of this because this energy is a bit disruptive this month. We also have an inconjunct to Saturn right here, which means 150 degrees away to Saturn, which means something to do with possibly your spirituality, mysticism, meaning of life, your sense of purpose. You may be questioning all of that this month because of this new person or these new people or this new group of people that you're going to be meeting. And you may be adjusting and changing how you view yourself and how you view others. Okay, so I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but there's definitely a lot of adjustment that needs to be made here during this new moon, especially since we also see Mars making a favorable alignment to Venus in the 8th house. So there could be some money matters that you need to attend to. It's also making a nice little trine to Saturn. So this could be a money-making opportunity where you partner up with somebody and they're going to try to help you in some way, somehow. So this looks good for all of that too. So it really is a month where you need to take advantage of things that are coming your way. It's going to come through other people or a relationship that's going to flourish or begin to transform right before your eyes in the next 6 months or so. Okay, so this is setting the stage for that. Then we have Jupiter retrograding in Gemini right here. Here it is in stationary position. So Jupiter entered Gemini in May, and now it's going retrograde for the first time. So this has a lot to do with your thinking and communication. So you're going to find yourself over the next couple of months, all the way till February, revisiting the past in some way. So it could be, maybe you're thinking about writing a book. Maybe you're thinking about doing something from the past that you need to attend to. this is going to help you do all of that, okay? Because a retrograde just means going within or looking at the past to try and sort of resolve it. And so here we have Jupiter going into the communication sign in your third house, which you'll need to take a look at. Now, the good news is Pluto will go direct a couple of days later on the 11th. So Pluto is in the last degrees of Capricorn and will not return to Capricorn for another 240 years. So here it is in stationary in the 10th house. So things having to do with career, status are all on the table. And so this again, now projects, events, things that are important to you are starting to take hold and they're starting to move forward, which I highly encourage because of that new moon that is lighting up. And so the 7th house. So once Pluto gets out of this house permanently, which means November the 19th, it re-enters the 11th house. You might be working with some new group, new people, and new situations in your life. And this is all in November. Okay, so keep an eye on that, and I'll keep you updated in November. We also have a couple of tricky alignments that we're coming into the middle of the month. Mercury squares Pluto. So Mercury's about communication. It's in this 7th house of other people, and it's making an alignment to that Pluto at 29 degrees. So you can see here maybe an uncomfortable situation, conversation, maybe you're dealing with some financial matters that you're not really liking too much. This could be a little tricky. So I want you to just pay attention around this time frame, because the following day, we've also got Venus opposing Uranus. So this is a wild card because Venus is in Scorpio in the financial house, and Uranus has been in Taurus, the financial house, for about 6 years or so, and they're going to be at odds with each other, as you can see here, this push and pull. So once again, the theme of relationships, financial matters are all on the table once again. But this one could be a little challenging. This could be a little irritating or frustrating. Could have something to do with the economy, as we are going into this fall season here. In the northern hemisphere, could have something to do with banking, something outside of your control. But this is going to ruffle a few feathers. This could make you a little more hot under the collar for about a week or so. So pay attention. This is going to be active right around this time. Now, let's get to the full moon, which adds more energy onto this equation. So on the 17th, we have the full moon right here. It's going to be at 24 degrees of Aries. So wherever that is in your actual birth chart, you need to pay attention because Pluto is squaring it exactly right here, and Mars is squaring it on the other end. So we have what we call a grand cross, okay, where we have this giant energy being activated strongly. And so this could be something that affects you personally, relationships. It could be something that happens to do with government or, something outside of your control. It could have something to do with your home environment. Maybe there's accidents or, you're just so active and your energy is so strong at this time that you need to pay attention. Because remember that this Venus is still active. And then on top of that, we have this grand cross putting all this pressure on all of us, I think, but primarily because of the full moon activating all this energy. Now, notice Chiron is conjunct also this full moon, so it's suggesting that some sort of healing needs to take place, or some sort of resolution, or some sort of understanding with the emotions, with the feeling, with the family, with another person. This energy is going to be really strong around this time. So let's see what happens. There could be celestial events outside of our control at this time, But this full moon is going to be very powerful. Now, on the 18th, late on the 17th into the 18th, Venus enters Sagittarius, which is a beneficial sign because it enters your 9th house of higher learning and purpose. And now you're becoming more curious. You're sort of, a little bit of resilience is coming back, and you're starting to understand things at a larger scale. And Venus likes to travel, likes to explore, likes to teach. So maybe you got a teaching gig. Maybe you are partnering up with somebody that wants you to teach or share information. Maybe you're doing some traveling. Maybe you need to take a trip and enjoy yourself, right after this, these rough couple of days that you might have had after that full moon. And so you might want to get away or do something that's fun. Venus in Sagittarius likes to have fun. So this could be quite beneficial. Now, Again, we have some tricky alignments coming in now until the end of the month. This is why I said at the beginning, this could be a tricky month, but you'll get through it. Sun will square Pluto as well. So it's at the last degrees of Libra in the partnership house, squaring Pluto once again, and also squaring Mars once again. So we're seeing a very loose square here to that Mars, but it's still active because of that Pluto. And so this could be another tricky day or a couple of days where a partner or somebody in your life may be having a tough time, or you're having a tough time with them, and there's a little irritability, maybe with career or somebody at work. And so this could be something you need to pay attention to also. The following day, the sun enters Scorpio. And so this is about intensity and passion. There's definitely a psychological side to, the sun going through Scorpio. So this is you wanting to get down to the bottom of things. I want to understand. I need to understand how this works. I need to figure things out. And so this is you now diving deep and trying to comprehend what just took place in the past week or so. Okay? And so this is important, sort of psychological urges and kind of like withdrawing and trying to figure things out and make sense of it all. And that's what this sun is going to do over the next 30 days. But it's very passionate. And then we kind of leave the month with this square, Venus squaring Saturn. So here's Venus, which represents partnerships and financial matters, and it's squaring Saturn right here in your 12th house. So this may be you at a crossroads at the end of the month going, all right, what do I do now? Where do I want to go now? What's going to happen? And it's also squaring the transiting moon. As you can see here, another T-square. This is why we astrologers are saying October is a very tricky month also because of the solar eclipse. But because we've got some heavy alignments coming in here that look weird and they put pressure on us, and that's when we change, when we have all this pressure. And so we do have some moments of pressure this month, definitely a month for many of you to change in some way, in some regard. So look at it as a month of major transformation involving a partner or new opportunities that come in, and take advantage of them while you can. Okay? So anyway, I hope you have a great month. And if you don't know about my free community, I want to check it out. I'm gonna, I'll put the link down below. This is my free community, and I'm promoting that because I want to help people on the free platform as much as I can, as well as the other platform. But check out if you're interested in joining a cool free community. You could learn some astrology in there and interact with other people of like mind, and have a good time. So anyway, I hope you have a great month, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.